Hey, I'm Jake Peterson. I'm the newest owner of Sullivan Glove Company, which has been based in Bend here since 1947. My wife and I we were living over in Eugene and we purchased it this last September, so coming up on about a full year of ownership. And I'm glad to have you guys here, and I'll give you a tour of what we do. So first stop over here is our leather rack. We work with about 4 different leather suppliers. Most recently, actually one over here in Bend, which we've enjoyed developing a relationship with, is Maverick Leather. So we've actually done some limited releases with stuff that they've brought in, and that's kind of where we start right here. Our longest term one is actually a couple out of Wisconsin area with our deer skin, elk skin, and buffalo. So that's been the longest relationship, and really what Sullivan's been known for over the years is our deer skin gloves. It actually started with Ed Sullivan back in the 40s down in the Bay Area, brought it up here because of the abundance of the buckskins, and he actually had a hide house here that soon went away, and then they just began to focus on the gloves. So we're considered a small business here in Bend, and we have about 6 employees at any given time that are a mix between sewers and cutters. So from our leather, the orders come in from our customers, which are made up of little wholesale accounts, big name brands. We're mostly known for being a wholesale company or a private label company, but we are trying to develop and kind of switch that over to being our own brand as one of the last US made glove makers in the country. So from this, we are gonna go over to the cutting tables where they receive orders and pull this leather and start cutting into gloves. So right here are the order tickets. When orders come in, we're able to write them up, and that's telling the cutters, which we have a cutting station here. We have 3 cutting machines, these clicker presses right here, which I'll get behind here shortly. But these are going to tell them which dies to pull, and we got decades of dies here, and really what we've settled into over the years is 3 main styles that they've worked with. We have tons of other styles here that we've been sorting through ever since we bought it, and we have a whole Connex trailer out there too that we've been starting to sort through as well. Fun to kind of see how they've changed it up over the decades, but really been known for a few styles. So if you hop over here, I've already pulled this one. This is our roper style glove in goat, and so when you're dealing with these hides, it takes a little bit of expertise just to determine which way the grain's going. You have to cut it a certain way so the glove doesn't come out too tight or too stiff. You can get your hand in nice and easy, or there's no inconsistency. So I've already cut up the backs and the palms, but I'll show you how the thumbs and the fingers go here. So we're looking for this going this way, stretching. So the stretch is going this way, so my thumbs are going to run this way. Got to double check the stretch. So these guys, we want the stretch going this way. So we're going to go like this. And these pieces all get bundled up and sent on to the sewers. If a customer, and us too, when we're branding our own gloves for like internet orders, we get the hot irons and we have the branding plates that we screw on there. So nothing much here is complicated, but we basically set the jig, set it down right there, burn stamp it right there. And that happens before they get over there and start sewing stuff together so we can get it nicely laid flat. Okay, so we cut stuff over on the clicker presses, and then they all come, we're just showing you one at a time here, but usually in bundles of dozens. But this is what we had just cut up over here. So you have the palm of the glove, you have the back of the glove, and then you have your thumb, and this is called a forget. It's the back 2 pieces of the glove right here. So the first station when you come over to the sewing station is it's called fitting up. And so fitting up is basically attaching the back of these 2 fingers right here to the glove, and then attaching the thumbs right there. So here's kind of a fit up example where these pieces have been attached to the palm of the hand, and the underside of these two fingers. And then from this point on, he'll basically build up. They do about 6 to 7 dozen of these a day, where they're attaching thumbs and fingers. And then it goes over to the next station to be closed, where you're actually sewing the top and the bottom of the glove together. And then from there on, we'll show you how it's finished. So this guy gets bundled back up. And then we're on to the closing station. Here's a finished bundle of gloves once they've been fit up and closed. Basically, they're all bundled up like this, and they are ready to be finished. So, you know, when you have a glove, you've got an opening kind of on the pinky side of the wrist there, so they put a little binding in there, and now they will either hem or bind this. And she's cranking out all these, and then we work with lots of brands out there, so we're either sewing in a Sullivan label at this point, or we're putting in one of our brand's labels, like this guy, which is for a gift company out of Utah. So that's that station. And then we'll go over to Yolanda, where she's going to be basically finishing the glove off. So here's the finished product of the glove that's gone through the sewing station here. So we've got it where everything's been attached. It's been finished properly here. This one's just hemmed over like this, and our labels have been sewn in. And so every glove, unless it's designed to be an outseam glove, is produced inside out. And so what we've got to do is take them over to the turning tables and turn them right side up, and then they'll all be still wrinkly like this, you know, and then you want to end up as an end customer getting a nice finished good. And so we'll go over to from their turning, we'll go over to the steam irons there. These guys here are how we turn them. So not much has changed since the 60s. I mean, I just called these guys over here and they're saying all these parts are from the 60s. So it's still pretty primitive, but this is how you turn a glove inside out. And we were looking into some other equipment and whatnot, and not much has changed as far as turning gloves inside out goes. So everything is turned like that, and then it's all wrinkly like this. So let's see what size this guy is. Size medium. So let's see if we can stretch it over this. This is actually a steam boiled hand iron. So this guy is going to kick up all the steam here, heats up all the hands for all our different sizes, men's and women's, and then you pull it on over here to be ironed off. Right there, like that. Get that guy going. We'll get the thumb on the opposing side here. Sometimes they fight you. Deerskin's by far the easiest to work with. Buffalo and goat can fight you sometimes with it being a thicker leather. So then you just get them going. So you got thumbs on one side, iron off. This is also too where we inspect them, because when we stretch them over the hand form, we can see if we've missed a stitch at the sewing stations, or stuff hasn't, or we have a little tear in the leather. And so this is where we catch them, build our rework piles per order, and then send them back to rework. But hopefully that's minimal, and then they go off to the shipping station here. So let's see how these guys turned out. So there you go. That's what that looks like there, all ironed off nicely. So that's it for the tour of Sullivan Glove. And we basically, you know, by the time we build all these, we're ended up serving predominantly the motorcycle industry. We've been bringing on a lot of men's and women's fashion brands, so dress gloves. And then we've always had a steady clientele of small wholesale shops and the work glove, Western wear segment too. So that's that. We're always looking for skilled sewers here. That's our toughest labor pool to draw from, finding people who want to have industrial sewing experience. But also too, we're in the middle of a whole rebrand. We're trying to dust off the heritage of this company and get Sullivan Glove out in front of as many people as possible. So if any help with digital marketing and website, just reaching as many people as we can. So that's that. And then if you're interested in contacting us or learning more, visit sullivanglove.com. We've got all of our contact info right on there, and I pick up the phone directly. Thank you guys.